Since 2008, the IPO Education Foundation Board of Directors has honored individuals in the intellectual property community for their commitment to invention and innovation with the Distinguished IP Professional and IP Champion Awards. A list of past recipients is being displayed on the screen. Each of these individuals has contributed in their own way to the innovation ecosystem. The Distinguished IP Professional Award is given to an individual who has demonstrated extraordinary leadership in the intellectual property community and a lifetime commitment to invention and innovation. The IP Champion Award is given to an individual who has demonstrated extraordinary leadership in advocating for the value of intellectual property to stimulate the progress of innovation. This year's award is sponsored by HP Inc. Thank you for your generous support. IPO Education Foundation programs would not be possible without the support of our sponsors and individual donors. With your support, we can continue to put on programs and reach more people to educate about the importance of innovation and creation by, within, and for underrepresented communities. Please consider making a donation by selecting the Donate Now button on the website. We greatly appreciate your support. I'd now like to introduce Phyllis Turner Brim, Deputy General Counsel and Chief of Intellectual Property for HP Inc., to say a few words on their behalf.
HP Inc. is proud to be the sponsor of this year's Intellectual Property Owners Education Foundation's IP Champion Award. And we congratulate Dr. Lisa Cook on being selected to receive this award in recognition of her outstanding, groundbreaking research on the impact of the lack of diversity and inventorship on the economy. Creating a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion has long been integral to HP's success, but our work is far from done. HP continues pushing to break down barriers within our own organization while using our platforms to advance gender and racial equality, social justice, and human rights across our ecosystem. HP has a rich history in advancing racial equality and social justice. As a founding member of the historically Black colleges and universities Business Deans Roundtable, HB has a long-lasting relationship with HBCUs and hosts an annual business challenge to help Black students kickstart their careers in technology. This is just one of many initiatives HP is undertaking to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in the technology space. Again, HP is honored to play a role in this event and congratulates all of the awardees on their significant accomplishments.
And now it is my privilege to present this year's IP Champion Award to Dr. Lisa Cook for her extraordinary leadership in advocating for the value of diversity in the field of intellectual property to stimulate innovation and the economy. Professor of Economics and International Relations at Michigan State University, Dr. Cook has researched gender and racial gaps in the innovation process from education and training to commercialization. She has shown that diversity gaps in the US patent system persist in part because of an absence of data on patent applicants. Historically, women and underrepresented minorities have not been able to participate fully in each stage of the innovation process. Dr. Cook advocates that, quote, we must make sure that people understand that they have creativity, that their ideas will be taken seriously, and that generating ideas keeps the economy going. Dr. Cook's expertise on a range of macroeconomic issues earned her roles on the White House Council of Economic Advisors under former President Barack Obama and on President Biden's transition team. To learn more about Dr. Cook, we've asked a few of her friends and colleagues to share a few words about her.
Dr. Cook has done a great deal of work looking at the participation of women, of other minority groups in the patent system, particularly as inventors. And she's really looked at those fundamental, foundational, regional influences that really have stopped women and other minorities from seeking patent protection.
Data is critically important for us to even begin to understand the importance of diversity in innovation and how we can fix the current gaps that have actually been around for a very long time. Without the data in the first place, we cannot even begin to have a reasonable discussion on the fixes that need to take place. Dr. Cook's research and seminal work in this area helps us do all of that. Without it, it would be very difficult to even have a conversation.
She is doing the most critical work in two categories. One is that she is generally educating us about the way that racism and violence, sexism operate in the innovation space. The second most important, or some would say the most important thing, is she is quantifying that for us.
Lisa's a really important person in the field of intellectual property and also in the field of economics writ large. Economics is notably not diverse, and Lisa is one of the leading Black women economists in America.
Dr. Cook deserves the award both for how she fought to get her work published, and her work is not only just for African Americans, but also covers gender gaps in innovation as well. She sheds a light of how a marginalized class of people or caste of people, if kept out, you are losing as an economy, as an individual, and for the caste as a whole, tremendous opportunities for innovation and entrepreneurship.
Lisa has fought to close the gaps, I think, by first exposing the really long-term and persistent effects historically. But the second way that she's worked to close the gaps is Lisa is a phenomenal mentor of young, diverse scholars looking to go into innovative fields, but also looking to study innovation activity in and of itself. Lisa, I am so excited that you are being awarded this award. It is overdue. You've been a tremendous asset to the intellectual community overall and to the community in intellectual property in particular. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Lisa, on receiving the Intellectual Property Owners Education Foundation IP Champion Award.
Congratulations, Dr. Cook, for this well-deserved award.
Congratulations, Lisa, on winning the IP Champion Award.
I'm so pleased that you are getting the award as well as explaining to the world the importance of your work. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lisa, on this honor. There's no one more deserving of you standing up as an extraordinary leader in our nation, and particularly in the IP field.
The IPO Education Foundation Board of Directors feels Dr. Cook is richly deserving of this award. Congratulations for your extraordinary leadership in advocating for the value of diversity in the field of intellectual property to stimulate innovation and the economy. And now, IPO Education Foundation board member Phyllis Turner Brim will lead a discussion with Dr. Cook about how the innovation and academic communities are taking her research to the next level.